Hi, and welcome to the HUMA Beats and Eats podcast. I'm your host, Marni Wood, and I have the extreme pleasure of interviewing Russ May. And we're going to get started. How you doing?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Good.
I'll cheers you with my water.
Cheers. Yeah. We do that.
Trying to cut back on the drinking. Mondays and Tuesdays we try not to drink. When I interviewed Dave Yannick on here, we were drinking on a Monday. So.
Yeah. Well, this is the first beer I've had since Thursday last week, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I don't normally drink a whole lot. No.
Yeah. You said you checked out furniture when you go to venues so you can climb on them. Because I listened to your interview on Mouthful of Graffiti.
Oh, yeah, Brad.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Johnny and I used to get up on top of things, walk into a venue, like, if it became a thing, like, we were known for doing. So much so that when we play other places, they'll bring out step stools for us to get up onto the bar.
Yeah.
Like climbing up the stools to get on there. But like we would walk into a new venue and check out the furniture, be like, nah, this isn't going to work. This is, I don't quite trust these chairs.
It's a rickety, rackety.
I don't know if it's going to do it now, like, I haven't been doing it so much these days, but.
I know Paco would probably do it with you if he gets unhooked.
I know, but like the older I get, the less I trust it, Like,
yeah.
One of these days is going to end badly in front of a lot of people.
I know. There should be things you should not do.
Yeah, I can still do it, but one of these days, man, my knees are not going to let that happen anymore.
I did want to ask you real quick, too. How's your hand?
It's got its good days and bad days.
Yeah.
It's, still trying to figure out what exactly it is that's going on. Kind of been a long story. It's been like 3 years I've been messing with this now. It started with carpal tunnel surgery, and then I came back from that, started playing. And then about 3 months after that, I started going downhill again, got my arm checked out again. They're like, you got tennis elbow. I'm like, okay. So I had that surgery done, waited a couple months, came back, started playing. Everything was going fine, and then just started degrading again. And I've had it checked out all 6 different ways from Sunday, I've had MRIs from my hand all the way up to my brain. I've seen neurologists, orthopedics, all this stuff, and nobody can really, they can tell me what it's not, and they can tell me what they think it is and be wrong about it, but nobody's been like, there's a problem. Right. So current status is it's not, I can still play guitar with my band because I have 2 other guitar players behind me, and they kind of back me up. And I got Paco's really fantastic guitar player. I got Danny McDermott. I've been playing music with him for 25 years more now. And it's just the 2 guys I can really lean on. Corey's a fantastic, solid drummer.
Yeah.
Mike on the bass. So I got a really solid backing band there that I can just at times just put my guitar down and just sing.
Yeah.
It doesn't really lose anything musically.
Yeah.
Because I adjusted my parts. So, but I'm still not strong enough to be the only guitar player going. So hence me solo, me and Johnny, and the thing we used to do. I'm waiting to get back to that, I want to get back to that.
So when you and Danny do your duo,
I'm playing bass. Yeah, bass is easier for me to play right now, even though I'm not like super fast, John Entwistle on a bass or anything, but it's a smaller hand motion for me to play it, so it's easier on my arm.
Oh, well, that's good.
It's my left hand's all fine, my right hand shakes and it's like hard to control. And so the current status of that, I got a doctor's appointment coming up in I think it's beginning of June, with some Hopkins neurologist that specializes in musicians that have problems with their limbs. And it took me a year to get that appointment.
Yeah,
so I've been waiting for that for a while.
Yeah.
And it's all the way down there. It's not Hopkins in Baltimore. It's like Eldersburg or some town.
Oh, okay.
Down on the western shore. It's at least an hour drive from here.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not too terrible. It could be worse.
At this point,
you could have taken a plane ride.
I'd fly to China if they could fix me.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah.
We're all rooting for you.
Yeah,
I know that.
I appreciate that, man. I'm still trying to keep it alive as much as I can with the open mic and playing with the trio and the bass. I'm thankful that I can still do that. Like I still have other instruments I can kind of fall back on. I can still play drums a little bit. piano a little bit, but mostly bass right now. And I've got Danny and Corey, and got my band. I got these guys that are always. I've always been there and continue to be.
Yeah. You have a very solid support system. It's good.
I do. I got some good guys around.
Yeah. That's always key. So you always do have a laid back, calm demeanor, and I'm sure at times it gets frustrating for you.
Very much.
How do you maintain that? How do you keep that? Because that's the one thing I can always say is you're always like calm and smooth.
Because music has always been like my therapy session, music has been for me the one thing that I know I can give back to my surroundings. It's kept me grounded, it's kept me focused on who I am. So I sort of built my whole identity around being a musician, and that's also part of the hard part about this whole thing is sitting there watching 20 some guitars on my basement wall just collect dust, but still like. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I do get in my head about this a lot, and it does eat me up quite a bit. But what keeps hope going for me and keeps me easygoing about it, and at least the way you guys see it, is when I'm out here. This is like my therapy version. You sitting here doing this interview, sitting here in a brewery that I've played music in ever since it opened. Got my friends around me that come to see me, even though I'm like, even the open mic draws a crowd because. I mean, I don't say it's just because of me, but it's my open mic, and I got a lot of great players that bring people with them and everything. But I get to be around my people, There's the same people that would come to see me play here, come to that too, And I'm very grateful for that. This music community around here, I went from doing 200 some shows a year to maybe 25. And it's a significant drop. It's a lot of time at home that I didn't have before, which is good. I've got kids, and I get to do things and not be like, oh, daddy has a gig, Yeah, just being around the people and being around music is a help. It's very frustrating in my head when, like, I still know how to, you give me a working arm and a guitar, and I'm right back on it. I know exactly mechanically what needs to happen to make my guitar play. It's just something I've never had to think about. And now I have to think about it. And like all the knowledge is still there. It's just I can't physically execute it, man. It gets maddening sometimes.
Yeah, I know Brian struggled a little bit with trigger finger. He, for 2 years, he was after his doctors, and they were like, it's inflamed, and they didn't do anything. And then finally he put his foot down and pushed, and they got him to a doctor, and he said, I wish you'd come to me a couple years earlier.
It's going to be that for me too. If God willing, I find the answer finally. It's going to be one of those moments where it's like, God, if I'd have just started here, I mean, that's the journey we got to take, I guess. I mean, I've been through the American healthcare system is so fucked.
I know.
I've had to fight my insurance companies for every MRI I've had. Doctors don't listen, and you're trying to tell them one thing, and they're just pushing this other thing. I've been told twice I've got Parkinson's.
Oh.
And there's no real test for that. They tell me. There's no, draw your blood. There's no, look at an MRI. It doesn't show up on an MRI or anything. It's like, we think you have Parkinson's. Take this medicine. If the shaking stops, then it's Parkinson's. If it doesn't stop, it's not Parkinson's.
Oh.
Okay, well, it sucks, but I'll try. See what happens.
How long were you on the medicine?
I was 2 separate times. I was on it for a month or 3. And
wow.
All it really did was just make me sick, and it didn't stop any of the shaking, which I guess I was never more grateful for medicine not to work. It still left me with no answers.
Right,
and another doctor going, well, we think it's Parkinson's. It's like, it's not, because it's only here, and as far as I know, Parkinson's is not a localized thing. I could be wrong about that, but I don't know.
Well, again, we're all pulling for you, and I know what we do. We think about you often.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So give me a little background about how you got into music and who were your influences, and then I guess have you always done it full time?
No, I've never done it full time, actually. I have a day job. This is only my superhero suit night thing, I work on Aberdeen Proving Ground, doing things for people with uniforms on. Been there for about 15 years almost.
I could tell you, but then I have to kill you.
It's not that serious, but I'm not sure how much I want to let out. No, music's always been kind of a side gig. But, God, when did it start, man? I don't know. I guess school music is where it really kind of appeared for me. I started on a saxophone in like the 3rd or 4th grade at Bel Air Elementary when I first moved down here, and had some really good teachers. That's what taught me how to read music, how to convert fly specks on a paper into something. To just start learning the musical language and things like that, and playing with other musicians and stuff. And of course, when you're like 8 years old, you're not really thinking too hard about how you're gelling with the guy next to you. You're just focused on playing your thing.
Right.
But that really kind of lit the fire for me. Starting to play with that saxophone, and from there I moved on to, I played the saxophone up into high school. Then early on when I was in elementary school still, I started playing piano. I got piano lessons, and my mom was playing when I was younger, and had this old piano in our house, which is now in my house, and learned how to play on that, and played all that, out of the music books, and learned all the classical stuff. And then somewhere along the line, I found guitar, and it came probably when I was about 10 or so years old, somewhere in the early 90s. My cousin got an electric guitar for Christmas. It was a cheap little piece of junk, like one pickup, one knob, crappy little amp, and like a distortion pedal. And I just remember being blown away by him playing like Smells Like Teen Spirit on a guitar and going, I've heard this on the radio. Yeah. This is amazing. And like he was playing the intro to Crazy Train, and I'm like, wow, this is really cool. Like, this is what I want to do. Like, forget the saxophone. This is
That's way more exciting.
Yeah, this is way cooler, So, and then eventually, like, I got an electric guitar of my own, and I found an acoustic guitar in my grandmother's basement and started plinking around on that. And, like, then, that same cousin was the one that turned me on to things like Metallica and Guns N' Roses. And from there, it was just kind of like, here we go, like Metallica's a big thing for me. That was probably the biggest influence guitar-wise and vocally I've had. It's James Hetfield. Played in bands all through high school, Been in like hard rock bands, punk bands, metal bands. I was in a country band for 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
2 weeks?
Yeah, I don't even think it lasted that long. Some girl I worked with wanted to start a little country band. She had this drummer, and I came over to the house with my big ass amplifier and like Gibson Flying V, and the drummer's got a double bass drum kit set up down there. I'm like, oh, okay, you're a metalhead, aren't you? Goes, yeah, it's like, I like Judas Priest. I'm like, I like Judas Priest too. Let's jam some Judas Priest. Then she got all mad because we weren't playing country, we were playing Priest. And that's about all that lasted. I played for a hip hop artist for like 3 years.
Yeah.
That was really cool. That was a big learning experience for me.
Yeah. Where'd you play?
Oh man, all the clubs in Baltimore, like Sonar, and Soundstage, Ramstage.
Cool.
We played a bunch of festivals like AFRM Festival, and got to open up with some apparently pretty big name people in that scene, like Mario Barrett, Joe Budden, Talib Kweli. I was in a studio with my band back in like the 2010s. I was in this band called Staggering Back with Corey and like Eric Butera and a couple other guys. And we were in Studio B, and over in Studio A was this hip-hop artist named Billy Live, and he was in there recording some stuff, and he was taking a break. He was sitting in on our session when I was cutting some leads for a record, and he goes, hey man, can you come over and do that on one of my songs?
Yeah.
We're right next door. I said, yeah, cool, I'll come lay down a song for you. And I just heard his song, got the key, improvised something for him. He goes, that was awesome. And then kind of like moved on from there, and then we just started keeping in contact and like started branching out into doing shows and started working with his producer and writing songs with him and everything. And like it was a good learning experience for me, because like I came in there knowing not a whole lot about that style of music, and what I learned was there's no one particular style of playing called hip hop. It's an all inclusive sort of thing, because this producer would email me and say, I need a reggae riff, I need an acoustic riff, I need a metal riff, I need a soft rock, I need a this and that. And I'd go in my studio at home and I'd record these little guitar licks, give him the key, give him the beats per minute it was in, email it off to him, he'd build something. I got to play all these different styles of music.
So you're like a session player almost.
Yeah, and I would go on stage with him. I would be like a lot of times the only live instrument on stage. Just the tracks plus me and my Marshalls playing. We had some good times, man. I got to play all different kinds of things, where at the time, like in my rock band, we were playing rock, and it was like we were writing original stuff, doing covers, and it was getting into like, I don't know, our sound at the time was like Clutch, Black Crowes, a little bit of GNR sort of influence to it, you know, like hard rock type stuff. And that's fun. That's my bread and butter. But like, this got me to break out of that and learn something new, and, you know, flex some muscles I hadn't flexed in a while.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and then, you know, along the way there, I picked up all these different instruments, you know, like drums I've been playing for a while. But the only instruments I've ever been self-taught in, or like, you know, formally taught in, are piano and saxophone. Everything else I just sort of figured out.
How did you figure out you could sing?
I still don't think I can, but
well, we think you can a little bit. Just a little bit.
No, I can do a little. It's,
like, did you purposely work at it, or?
Yeah, so I didn't take any kind of vocal lessons or anything. What I did was I kind of got put out there. The open mic, when that started, it started at Looney's. Dennis Shock had booked me that gig and said, you're going to start it off playing acoustic solo stuff. I'm like, dude, I can't sing. You out of your mind? Like, I'm a lead guitar player in a hard rock band. Like, I don't sing. That's not my job. Because you'd be out of here. Like, okay. So I went and did it. And like, when I first started out, my voice being where it is, like down in the kind of the baritone range, it's like, the best I could really do at the time was Johnny Cash. I did a really good Johnny Cash impersonation. Yeah. Because Johnny Cash he's not real pitchy. And he's kind of in one spot. My name's Johnny Cash, you know? Like, and so I did a lot of Johnny Cash songs. And then I started doing other stuff. I was like, well, how would Johnny Cash sing this song? And then a piece of advice I got along the way was don't try to imitate the singer you're covering, or don't try to imitate any other singer. The question to ask is, how would Russ May sing this? Well, that's fair enough. So I started trying to find my own spot, my own voice. And I'm not biting off things like Journey or anything like that, because I know that's way up and out of my range. But like, I was going along finding things that work in my vocal range, and along the way getting some advice from some singers that I knew. Like my sister-in-law is a very, very good singer, and I'd go at my brother's house and like hang around a fire pit, just kind of pick her brain about it. And I was like, so what do you do when you're doing this? And he goes, oh, well, you're just breathing. Or like, so I remember asking her one time, I was like, how does this, you know, the singer from the Cranberries, like, how did she do that thing with her voice? Like Alanis Morissette would do it too. Like that warble. Yeah, just how like you shut your vocal cords off before the breath is done being pushed out. You know, like Dave Matthews does that. How you so effortlessly go into falsettos and come back out of it again without sounding like there's a bump in there somewhere. Just giving me all these little tips and things. And I'm just kind of like taking that to heart. And every time I'm out playing gigs, like the more gigs I do and the more I screwed up, the more I learned. So I wasn't paying attention to my guitar playing. That was always second nature to me until now. And I was always very hyper-focused on my singing and my breathing, and if I blew something, I would be sitting there playing, and I'm singing the next line, but I'd be thinking, all right, what did I do there? I kind of breathed wrong going into that. Next time I sing this song, I kind of want to like ease back on this part a little, or try to, you know, so I'm always like self-correcting in my head and stuff. So I'm not formally trained, but I feel like I'd be dangerous if I was, but I just don't have the time, I guess. Yeah. Yeah.
The burning question I have is, what road led to the New Brigade? Because you just talked about all this stuff. You did not mention Irish music in any way, shape, or form.
Well, yeah.
So how did we?
I touched on the Brigade, my band. Yes. Here we go. So I'm not Irish. That's a little secret between you, me, and whoever's watching this. I am not Irish. I think Paco Rodriguez might be more Irish than I am.
He's the closest thing we got.
Nah. But so that was kind of a strange road that got there, man. The New Brigade formed, I believe it was 2014, and it was born out of a band, a previous Irish band that we were in that I'm not going to name because it wasn't a pretty scene the way that ended.
Fair
I'm not
enough.
Gonna besmirch anybody here, but McDermott and Danny and I played for this band for a while, and things went south, and we split off and formed our own band. And it was myself and Danny. The fiddle player's name was Casey O'Connor, and we had a drummer named Keenan. And that's how the thing started in Casey's parents' house, and playing trad Irish songs and kind of rocking them up a little bit. And then lineup changes. We've been playing the still for a while. Every Wednesday we would play the still down in Timonium. That's where we just sort of cut our teeth. And lineup changes, we brought in, had a couple different drummers. We had Ethan White was playing drums for us for a little while. Then we had Rob Davis play drums for us for a little while. And then we got Corey in on it. And Corey's been my drummer since the mid-'90s for all these projects I've been involved in.
Nice.
Like, he and I know each other since about 1995. And when he came into the New Brigade, he brought this load of energy with him.
Oh, yeah.
It just really kind of amped up the whole thing. And that's when we knew we found our guy. We were playing here the first time he played with us, and we just looked at each other and went, Jesus Christ, this is the
Where's he been the whole time?
Yeah, so we started focusing more on the Irish punk side of things, getting a little more in. Like I put down the acoustic, started playing electric, and brought in McIntyre playing bass, and kind of rounded out the whole big sound of the whole thing. And actually, Mac was with us before we got Corey, but just with the full drum kit in there, it really made the bass kind of sit in there real nice and made room for an electric guitar, big beefy sounding, And it just became what it was or what it is because Irish bands are scarce around here. And Irish music,
good ones.
Yeah, and Irish music is a good time, man. You don't have to be Irish.
Oh, I know. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
And I was so excited. I told Corey when I interviewed the Hazmatics, the first time I saw him was the first time I saw you, and it was here. It was in October of 2020.
Yeah.
And I was blown away. I was so excited. I love Irish music.
The thing,
it's so
the
fun.
thing that blows me away about it is I love bands like the Dropkick Murphys and Flogging Molly and the Blackguards and Flatfoot and the Real Mackenzie, all this stuff, man. It's good, fun stuff, And what blows me away about that band is a couple of things. The fact that band can draw 200 people to this brewery on a random Sunday. And we can play songs that a lot of them have never heard before. And they're still up there dancing. All these other bands are out there doing top 40 covers, country music, or they're doing the standard rock fare you want to hear in every other bar. We're out there playing Come Out Ye Black and Tans, and people are well, I don't know what the hell this is, but man, it's fun.
It's fun. It just makes you want to move.
Sounds like
it's so happy.
So get all these people up and dancing and stuff.
Yeah, it's very cool.
It's a very niche thing, and we got a busy weekend coming up here in a couple of weeks.
I know. How do you gear up for St. Patrick's Day?
Oh, a lot of rehearsal, a lot of rest.
I do know.
A lot of liver training.
I know from listening to your interview that you did used to bring the kilt out on St. Patrick's Day, but that has not happened because I've never seen you in the kilt, I don't think.
Nah, it's been a while.
Yes.
There's a weird double standard that I've noticed about if I were to do to a woman what women have done to me in a kilt, I would be in jail.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Oh, that's terrible.
And at first it was haha, this is cute, whatever. And then it got to be the point where it was this is just really fucking annoying. I don't do this to you. as soon as you walk into the bar, pick up your skirt and go, "What you got on?"
Yeah, ew.
You know?
Yeah, no,
ew,
that's not
exactly.
right.
It's a little
Yeah.
cringy the more I thought about it.
It
and I'm
is.
like, oh, kilts are Scottish anyway, so
It's
I'm not,
inappropriate, regardless. I would never even think to do that.
No, man.
Like,
But there was some. Like I remember standing up on this fire pit here playing with the Brigade, and there was some woman sitting in that chair, just stuck her phone
oh my gosh.
underneath my kilt.
Oh, that's
Like,
terrible.
really, dude? Like, that's
Yeah.
Just, imagine a guy doing that.
Oh gosh,
You know,
yeah.
like-
it's just as
Yeah.
bad.
Yes.
Just as bad.
Come on.
That's not right.
Yeah. So it's like, I'm not wearing this thing anymore. I'm not doing this. It's kilts are traditionally Scottish, I think, anyway.
Mhm.
So
I think so. I think you're
this
right.
is Irish band. I like this.
All right, so I'm gonna move on to Naughty Dogs. And
Okay.
how did you get involved with that open mic? And it's obviously important to you because
Yes.
it's been going on for 8 years.
Yeah.
So, what impact has it had on you musically? And what impact do you feel like it's had on Harford County's music scene or
Oh,
music scene in general?
okay.
It's a two-parter.
Yeah. It came about. See, I started the open mic at Looney's about 9 or so years ago, and then on Mondays, and it just stopped working out there. And there's a guy that I used to be in a band with way back in the day was managing over at Naughty Dogs. His name was John Angel. He said, "Hey, why don't you bring your open mic over here?" I said, "Okay." And I started doing it at Naughty Dogs about 8 years ago, and you get to see. The thing I enjoy most about it is all the people that I've met doing this and all the different styles of music that I've seen and heard and got to jam along with people. Like there was a time when I would bring my guitar up there and I would play a little bit, and like I would go up and jam with some of the players, playing country songs and stuff, or playing just anything really. If I looked at the chords and been like, yeah, I can follow that. You know, and I get to meet these people that play all these different styles of music, and it's a networking thing too, because all these other people get to meet the other people, and the benefit it has to the music scene here in Harford County is, I think, my open mic as well as all the others, like the one Pat does here, and Joe Teague's got a couple of them going on, and there's one at Slate Farm now. They're everywhere now.
And there's one at Vagabond. I know Dan.
Yeah, Monday Dan Houts does one
the
up there.
Yeah.
So I think what these things do is like it strengthens the local music scene, because a lot of these places will hire acts out of the open mic and sort of like treat it as an audition. I know like a lot of people have gotten their start at mine, and I'm sure a lot of them have gotten their starts with Joe and Pat and all these other guys that do it as well. It really kind of exposes the people that run the establishment to new talent as well, instead of just booking the same old hat names, which is, nothing wrong with that, but it keeps the community fresh. You get hearing new names, hearing different takes on things, seeing new styles. Like, it just keeps this whole thing is really a big part of what turned Bel Air into Little Nashville is these open mics and these players that just keep that whole thing fresh and going,
Yeah, and I've noticed like recently, I would say like within the past year and a half, more places are having music or music event type things like all week long.
Yeah, that's
to make
awesome.
it kind
That's
of like a
awesome. Yeah.
vacation town.
Yeah, I remember back in the day, it was when I was playing with Stagger and Beck, there was 2 places to play in Bel Air, and it was Looney's and Sean Boland's. And Sean Boland's, you had to carry all your shit up a flight of steps to. It was a fun time, man, but we stuffed a full Marshall Stack rock band in there, and had a good time. But we would have to travel to Annapolis and Baltimore and all these other places to do gigs. There really wasn't much going on. There was no breweries around. There was basically just Boland's, Looney's, and Bushmill, I guess, Now, what I really think kicked it all off was, I remember when Independent here used to be a Napa Auto Parts, and when I heard a brewery was going in here, I kept thinking, dude, that's not going to work. There's a bunch of Miller and Budweiser drinking people in this kind of, craft beer is not going to work out in here. And lo and behold, their first anniversary party was my first gig here, and this place has been crushing it ever since.
Yeah.
From here, a whole bunch of other breweries sprung open all around the county, they saw this model worked, and now there's Slate going up there by the Emissions joint, Double Groove, which is a really fun music bar.
Yep.
Yeah.
And wedding venue. No, just kidding.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah. There's Falling Branch.
Falling Branch. There's like Watchtower just opened or something. There's
they're good
a couple
too.
of Havre de Grace. Hopkins. There's all these. You got choices, and all of them are doing really well. And that's the coolest thing about it. It's if the music scene is going the same way. There's tons of us musicians out there. There's tons of guitar players out there. We're not in a pissing match with each other.
Yeah.
We're supporting each other. I'll sit here and say good things all day long about guys like Dennis Shockett, Rich Presberry, and Jamie Bishop, and Pat Sesko, and all these guys that are going out playing around. They're all my buddies. We're all friends with each other.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And we support each other. And we got each other's backs. Ed Neenan, not to forget Ed Neenan. It's for you, Ed. He's one of my favorites. But yeah, man, we're all in support of each other.
Yeah.
And that's what keeps things going. Because I remember in the club scene days of my old band, it was like one band trying to shit on another band and trying to be like this guy being an asshole towards us, or we're being assholes towards them, because we think it's some sort of competition, and it's not. It's really not.
No, it's very supportive. Everybody's just very supportive of one another, and we all collaborate. And
exactly. Rising tides, rise all boats, float all boats, however that saying goes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But what impact has it had on you musically? Like, have you?
Mine? Well, like I say, like getting in with other musicians and seeing different styles and learning from these guys that are coming up and playing, and girls too, that are coming up and playing, and also not just playing itself, but the act of playing, having the balls to get up there and try something new. Because I see that a lot in my open mic. I see a lot of first timers. I see a lot of people that have been playing for a while but just want to try new stuff at my open mic and just aren't too sure about it. And I learned a lot about courage and not really giving a shit what people out here are thinking. This isn't for them at that point. This is here. And that's the biggest takeaway I think I've got from it, is watching the courage of some of these people. And actually it turns out to be a really good thing for them, because then I watched them after that first time. I watched them get a little more confident the next time, and a little more confident the next time. I can name names, like people that I've watched come in there, like fantastic musicians, just weren't too sure of themselves. And I just watched them get their feet up under them, and now they're out playing their own gigs.
Did you ever give them a little bit of advice along the way, or you more
absolutely. I mean, I won't do it unsolicited. I don't want to be
I was just gonna say.
But if it's like, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? I'm not gonna blow smoke up your ass and give you the wrong idea, because it'll help if I be honest with you. Oh, you're great, dude. Which you are, you're great, but here, try doing this, and I'm no authority on anything. I'd be like, I feel like your style, your vocal style lends itself really well to this kind of song right here. Like, you did that one really, really well. Of all the songs you did, they were all good, but that one stood out. So think more along those lines. That kind of thing.
So it's like an honest positive.
Right. Yeah, it's like, oh no, you suck, get out of here. Don't come back. I've never had one of those. Even if I've never had to tell anybody that. There's a long story. There's another name I won't name, but he's known to a few people around here from back in the day.
I mean, you had to ask him to leave.
Oh, not so much ask, because he got himself barred from a lot of places.
Oh. Yeah.
So there was one guy I had an issue with. But other than that, on the whole, I got a lot of good, talented people, even the first timers. I got a lot of good, talented people out there, and there's a good group of people, even at Naughty Dogs. And I say even at Naughty Dogs as if it's surprising, but it's like Naughty Dogs is like your neighborhood bar. It's not a brewery scene. It's like Cheers in there. It's a blue collar joint, and all the people in there. I got regulars in there every Thursday that don't play. They're just there for the open mic to listen, or just because they're there every night anyway. But like, they are also
it's their watering hole.
Yeah, it is. And like they are also very supportive of all the musicians. So never had an issue with anybody. So
oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. How has your performance perspective changed since COVID? Because I know you touched on it a little bit in your other interview as well.
Yeah.
And I thought it was like interesting, just an interesting.
You did your homework on me. Huh?
I did. I did. I take this seriously.
Let's see if I say the same thing here that I did on Brad's. Now, COVID really, I feel like COVID really built the music scene into what it is right now. It's one of the main factors. The music scene is what it is. Because during COVID, a lot of us musicians were doing live streams from home. We were missing playing out live. We were missing connecting with our audiences. And we would set up our phones, and we'd do little streams and people would watch. And, the whole like virtual performance, like getting yourself out there online, I think is something that COVID made us think about. Because that back then, that was the only way to do it. Set up a virtual tip jar. Put our stream out there. I remember when COVID first hit, when the shutdown first happened, it was March 15th of 2020, and it was right in the middle of the St. Pat's run. The new Brigade had just played here.
Well, at least you got it in.
Yeah, we were just about to, so like I think we had a day off on the 16th, and then the 17th we were due to play the Tower. And I think the Tower and Looney, I think we had 2 gigs, Tower and Looney's, Tower and somewhere else. I remember the Tower being one of them, but couldn't do it, right? So like we set my band up in my basement, put my phone up, and said we're just going to do a St. Patrick's Day right from the basement. We had beers, we had our whiskey. And turns out we sat around on my couch, just like acoustically, just jammed our set. We played for like an hour. We had like 10,000 people.
Wow.
On that stream. We had
That's awesome.
We had people in Ireland watching.
Oh, very cool.
Which I think was awesome, And now that we played to many more people online than we would have if we'd have gone and done our gigs that day.
Right.
We weren't going in there to try to make money. We were just like, we're going to throw a St. Patrick's Day, hell or high water. We're going to do this. Let's just have some fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's kind of what we did. And like streaming sort of was the thing that sort of kind of, I feel like it helped connect the musician to the fan in a certain way, because I got a lot of, when I started playing back out again,
How long was it? When did you start?
I think it was
again
2020. It shut down. I think it wasn't until 2021 we were able to, in like limited capacity, come out and play.
Yeah.
A couple bars were doing it.
Where did you guys get booked?
We did it here, but they had a tent out there, so we were playing out there in the tent.
I'm sure people
Naughty
were
Dogs
always
had me
there.
playing. I wasn't doing the open mic because I wasn't like sharing my microphone. But when they opened the bars back up for local music, when I started doing the open mic back up again, I had people bring their own microphones because you're not blasting your COVID breath into mine.
Come prepared. BYOM.
Yeah. So, but I feel like COVID really connected us with our audiences because, like, we were on a more personal level too, rather than just being on stage and like the crowd in the bar. It's like we were coming into your home at this point. Like it was a more personal experience. Like we were on your device wherever you were. And I remember in my old neighborhood where I lived, like I would set up outside on my deck because the weather was nice, and I had my little PA speaker set up there and my phone, and I'd just sit there for an hour or two and play some music. And it turns out like all my neighbors would come out, set up lawn chairs around my yard.
That's so sweet.
I had people across the other end of the woods just come out and eat dinner on their back porch because they could hear my music and stuff.
Aww.
And then I started playing out live again, and I stopped doing the live streams from my back porch. And I had people walking down my street one day, and I was coming outside to do something, like walk my dog or something, and like she stops, like her and her husband like walking by, and they stop and they go, "Are you the guy that was playing the music back during the lockdown?" I was like, "Yeah, sorry, it might have been a little loud." She's like, "No, I live like right across the woods from me back there. And my husband and I would come out on our porch, have a glass of wine, have our dinner, and listen to you every time you did that. I used to do it every Friday. So they would come out every Friday. It was like their date night would be to come out.
Oh,
and listen
that's
to
so
me.
nice.
Dude, that's so cool. Like,
Yeah.
like, you got to get back to doing that. And like all my family that are like, I got friends that were listening to me from like Illinois. I've got family out in California that was listening to me.
Oh, cool.
And then, I started playing live again, and like I stopped doing the live streams. And they were like, "Oh, you should live stream your shows." I'm like, I don't know. Then I'm going to get nervous when I got a camera. That's why I'm talking so much right now, because I got a camera on me.
I have that effect on people.
It's like, I don't know. I don't make myself nervous, dude.
Oh, no. Everybody loves it.
Yeah.
How often do you practice? And like, what do you work on? Because I know you guys had an original album put together.
Yeah,
right?
the Staggering Back did. New Brigade has some original music. The New Brigade practices, or at least tries to, every 2 weeks on a Tuesday. How much do I practice personally? Well, it's with my arm being what it is. I do what I can.
Yeah.
But before, I rarely ever played guitar at home. When I learned new songs, I would do it on piano first. So when I learned songs at home, I hear a song, be like, oh, I want to learn that. And I'd pull up the chords on my phone, or I'd just sit down on the piano and start banging it out a little bit.
Why is that?
As piano, it's like laid out for me right there. I don't know, like I studied music theory a little bit in college. So
That's
like,
what Dave Yannick said.
Yeah, it's like piano's like, guitar and piano are very much the same. I'm teaching somebody how to play guitar. It's like, and they already know how to play piano. It's like, just picture that piano keyboard turned up on its side. Like every fret's a half step. So it's the next key. E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C. There's no B sharp because there's no black key between B and C. Or E and F, all that stuff. So piano just sort of lays it out in a much more functional way for my brain to think about it. And then the other side of that is, if I can successfully execute like this Linkin Park song on a piano, then I can play it on guitar without thinking about it. It's like, converted it here, I can convert it back.
Yeah.
So you'd be surprised how many like Metallica songs actually sound really good on a piano. Like, fantastically.
Oh.
Like, there's some songs on there like The Memory Remains, that middle part where that la da 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 da, like you play the vocal line in the right hand, you play the Hetfield's guitar line in the left hand, and it sounds like a piece of classical music.
Yeah. Oh, well, maybe when you're all healed up and well at an open mic or something, you break out the piano.
That'd take a lot to drag that thing. It's a 1916
You could do a live stream from your home.
There you go. Yeah.
Your piano live stream.
Do that.
So, assuming all goes well, what's your future outlook? Like, what do you hope for? What do you see and envision for yourself and the New Brigade as a whole?
Man, the New Brigade, we've got an album in the works. We've been working with that for a while now, man. Just getting the originals dialed in and everything, and writing some more originals to fill out a nice 10-song setup there. So that's the goal for that band. For me personally, just to be able to play my damn guitar again. It's really that simple. Yeah. Just to be able to pick up a guitar and with as much confidence as I used to. I used to walk into this brewery like I owned the joint and slayed it. I never thought about a thing, Yeah. Now it's like it's so in my head. So I've got to get healed up, and I've got to get back to that almost cockiness I had, Yeah. I want to be cocky. I don't want to come off like
it's not a bad cocky. It's a confident more than cocky.
I was very confident in what I could do, and now I'm not so much anymore. So I need to rebuild that.
Yeah.
Because it's still there. It's still there.
I'm
still
sure,
there, man. I can make it happen. My chops might be a little rusty, but I can make it happen.
Who were your first posters on the wall? And
oh man,
I don't quite know your age, so I could ask your first album, but I don't know. I might be dating me.
I am 45 years old.
Oh, you're not too much younger than me. 5 years.
You're
born
December
in 80.
But I have a slightly older music taste than my age, and that's thanks a lot to my dad, who was a fan of the Doors and the Beatles. Mm-hmm. He's a big jazz guy, and so I had a lot of jazz. I had a lot of Beatles growing up, But posters on my wall. In my room as a teenager, I had about 140 Metallica posters alone, just Metallica. And then
That was it.
Then we can talk about Slayer and Pantera and like Morbid Angel and Nirvana and Alice in Chains and Soundgarden. All this, like Motorhead was a big one for me. It still is. Like I have not stopped listening to any of that stuff. You know?
Yeah.
It's not a phase.
It's not a phase.
Yeah, I just saw Metallica last May. Back in Landover, and they put on an amazing show as usual.
Yeah.
Still a fanboy for those guys.
Good.
Yeah, I try to bring that out in my musical style. Like, so when I'm trying to sing and I'm trying to model my guitar playing after him, because I never had guitar lessons. I just looked at James Hetfield and said, I'm gonna put my guitar all the way down by my knees. I'm gonna stand with my legs far apart. I'm gonna look mean as shit. I'll play my power chords with these two fingers, because that's what he does and it worked for him. So I'm going to do it and hopefully it'll work for me.
Well, I've never seen you look mean, but you do well.
I try, but I'm not.
Yeah. What's your guilty pleasure music-wise? Or who, should I say?
Oh, man. I got to say the Dave Matthews Band is my guilty pleasure. I don't know. I hate using the term guilty pleasure. Shouldn't be ashamed of anything you listen to. You like it, right? Like
it's kind of like cooking. If you don't cook from scratch, you shouldn't be ashamed of using packets of seasoning and stuff like that.
Does it taste good?
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So but like one of these things is not like the other type situation musically for me is probably Dave Matthews. I saw him live on a What the Hell situation once, man. I was just hanging out with some of my buddies and I saw him on the TV. And my buddy goes, I got an extra ticket to his show this weekend. You want to go? I'm like, all right, I'll go check him out. And he was playing down in D.C. at RFK Stadium. Don't know much about him other than Crash and Ants Marching, right? And I go into that show, and it's like every one of those guys is a god on their instrument. That drummer's amazing. That violin player was killer. The bass player's a killer. They're all like... And Dave Matthews, a lot of people give him shit because it sounds like he's got like a clarinet jammed down his throat, like his voice is a little problem for a lot of people, but I think he has a very interesting way of playing guitar. It's very percussive, it's very out of the box. His chord voicings are like A minor for normal people is open 2-2-1 open. His could be 5-3-2, like he'll just triad the thing, or like whatever works, you know? And and it's like his hands riffs were weird and like this is really cool. Like I like the way he's doing this. This is interesting.
You know who covers him very well, I think, is Jamie Bishop.
He does.
He does a really nice job.
Jamie's the Dave Matthews guy.
Yes.
There was a while there a bunch of years ago where if Jamie walked into one of my shows, I would do a Dave song for him. And if I walked into one of his shows, he would play like a Metallica tune for me. So, I remember walking into one of his gigs and he like ripped off like that was either Enter Sandman or Nothing Else Matters. Like I can't remember which one, but he did a fine job with it. You know.
Yes.
He'd come into mine and like Johnny and I would strike up like Ants Marching or something.
Yeah. He does a great job. What are your interests outside of music? What do you like to do?
Nothing.
Bullshit. It's got to be something.
I'm a dad. I have two, I would say little, but they're not that little anymore. My daughter's 12, my boy's 10.
Any of them have music interest?
Both of them, yeah. But more so my boy is a little more like me than my daughter is musically. My daughter, they both play piano. They're taking piano lessons, not from me because dad can't teach them. But my boy is, he's starting to show interest in guitar. And I'm showing him how to do a few things with a guitar, and he's interested in bass. And he's one of these guys at the piano recital, like his teacher gives him a piece of music to learn and everything, and at the piano recital, he'll walk up there with his music, then he'll shut the folder and put it down and play the whole thing from memory. I'm like, yep, that's me. I wonder where he gets that from. So he's going to be the guy that pick up any instrument and just figure it out. And my daughter's going to be the one that's more like my wife, who like plays piano very well, but needs to read it off of like the fly specs, you know, and like this is what you play, boopity boopity boop. And my son's going to be more of like the jammer type, but So yeah, my kids are. I enjoy being around them, hanging out with them, watching them just be them, do their things, sports. My daughter's in the ballet. She just did a Greek dance festival this past weekend up in Philly. Her team killed it.
Cool. Awesome. Good.
Personal hobbies, like every once in a while I get the chance to restore a guitar or something like that. I love doing that. Making old guitars work again.
Yeah, that's good.
Tinkering with my hands.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not very good with like carpentry or building cars. I mean, I had a motorcycle for a while that was constantly breaking down, so that taught me a lot about the internal combustion. And never to buy an old motorcycle.
What spots around town do you like to go? Where do you hang out?
Independence, my joint, for a casual beer when I'm not playing. This is 3 minutes from my house. I'm more of a homebody. I'm more of the type that would rather have like some friends over to have a fire in the back. I got a nice fire pit in the back.
Oh, nice.
Have some bourbon. I got a bar in the basement if the weather's crappy. I'm much more of a just hang around the fire, burn something, have a bourbon type. But like going out, like I do enjoy Independent. I like the atmosphere here. They have like ever since day one, Phil and Beth have been very tuned into like art hanging on.
Yeah, I know. I actually bought a print not too long ago.
Yeah, they've been.
I liked it.
They've been very supportive of the local arts community, not just music, but just everything. And they're very tied into charitable events and things like that. I think they're just good people that are running this place.
Yeah.
Like Double Groove is a great spot. Like that is a musician's, well, not just music, that is a music lover's bar. They're all about the music there.
Yes.
Records on the walls, beers named after songs and albums and stuff, like whiter shade of pale or whatever they're calling it. Yeah. So,
what has been the best musical experience you've had?
I think, believe it or not, the challenges I've had recently have also in a way been really good for me too. It's been character building. It's made me re-examine like what I can contribute, what I can do, maybe think harder, focus harder in other areas. Like I can still sing, let's focus on that. I can still play bass, let's focus on that for now. I can support other musicians through my open mic, let's focus on that. But there have been some gigs where it's just mind-blowingly fun, I can't narrow it down to one because I've had so many. How lucky am I to be able to say that? But,
you're very lucky.
Yeah,
but you appreciate it. You're very humble, just like everybody else that I've talked to or been around. Really.
See, and if you meet somebody who's not, then they're not the kind of musician. Because we know. You know what I mean? Like we know. We would be nothing without the folks that come to see us all the time. We can sit here and be like, oh, I can play. And, Johnny and I would do this thing where it's like, all right, the middle set in our show would be like, you name it, we'll play it. And we can play anything. I can scrape a song together out of my brain somewhere in my career. I've played the song before and I can just scrape it back again. I can boast about all that, But then, in the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you can do that, if you can play any song under this song or how good you are at singing it or playing it or anything like that. If nobody comes and pays bar tabs, you're not going to get gigs. You're not going to have the support. So we're nothing without the support.
Right.
It's the people we play for before us. Because we wouldn't be doing it. We'd be doing it in our living rooms just for our own satisfaction.
Yeah. So you touched on your singing advice from your sister-in-law. So what was the best musical advice overall that you've received, do you feel?
That I've received? I want to say is how would Russ May sing this song? How would Russ May do this song? Don't sweat it. It's not Madison Square Garden. Biggest advice that I think I could keep in mind for myself and I could give to other musicians is just have the balls.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah.
You're not going to, what do you got to lose?
Right.
What?
Exactly.
People are going to make fun of you. Not around here.
No, not here. Definitely
not. On my
not.
watch, they're not.
No.
So just do it. That's the biggest battle is your own damn head.
Yeah. Yeah. What were some other cool gigs that you have done, with the new Brigade?
Oh, wow.
Aside from here, I know this would probably be your favorite spot.
The new Brigade's gone and done. Every St. Patrick's Day is we're at Looney's like twice, and every year that is I mean, I say shit shows if that's a bad thing, but I mean that in the best way possible. Like
that sounds like a line from a movie.
It is. No, I know Bill Marni, if you're watching, I love you, man, and I appreciate you. And he does an amazing business over there, and all his bars on St. Patrick's Day. When we first started playing there, and he gave us the like 11 o'clock in the morning slot out in the tent. And we were like, okay, this isn't going to be that big a deal. It's 11 o'clock in the morning, whatever. And we show up to do the gig, and there's a line of people around the building, and it's 500 people in the tent. It's insanity.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I mean by shit show in the best way possible. It's like, it was not what I was expecting the first time I did it. And again, this year we're doing like the 12 to 4 slot for both shows we're doing. And you think, oh, that's early enough. It's before the chaos. But like, oh, no. No, not, I mean, I'm sure it gets more and more chaotic as the night goes on. But I can assure you there's nowhere to stand in that tent by about the middle of our first set. And good for him for just really nailing St. Patrick's Day in Bel Air. Like, it's not St. Patrick's Day in Bel Air without Looney's in the New Brigade.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's not St. Patrick's Day in Bel Air until we've played here too on that Sunday.
Yeah.
Like St. Patrick's Day here and the anniversary parties here, where Beth always brings the New Brigade in to do it. And I feel like that gig, while it doesn't pull 600-700 people out into the tent, it brings a good like 2 or 3 here, you know. And
it's crowded, but
it's
good crowded.
It's good. And it's like there's a whole contingent of people that they're like, oh, I don't want to go deal with that stuff up the street, I want to come here. This is a little more chill. That's fine. We cater to 2 different audiences. He's not hurting up there, they're not hurting down here. It's 2 different things, you know. And we played at both places, and I think everybody gets to see us because of that, you know. So that's a cool gig. Yeah.
What was your scariest moment on stage?
Let me think about that for a second. We had a guy one time. We were playing in Havre de Grace in a bar up there, and this guy comes in. It's just Johnny and I playing. And he's wearing like big jacket, hood up over his head. He's down like this, and he's got his hands in his pockets. And if you're me, he's standing right here. It's just, you know, big, lots of room for him to go elsewhere. But he's just standing in front of us, looking like this. You know? I'm standing there playing, singing. Johnny's looking at him, like, what's going on? You know, and I'm like, dude, get your hands out of your pockets. Get your hands out of your fucking pockets. You never know. People are crazy these days, man. You come in here looking like that. Like dressed unevenly for the weather. Do that to somebody. That's not cool. That made me think about a few things. Maybe think about, you know, Dimebag Darrell and all that. Luckily, he just walked away. Nothing happened. I've never really been, God, even like the first time I ever played out, I've never really had the nerves so bad I was scared. This is a thing I've always known I'm supposed to be doing. I've just always been comfortable in this space, you know. Whereas a lot of people get nervous and lock up and stuff. Like and there's a certain type of person that's built for this, and I feel like I'm that type of person.
What was the funniest moment ever on stage? Well, I'm sure you've had a couple. But
with Danny and Corey, man. That's gonna have to nail that down.
They share one or two.
Oh God, man! I could, but I don't know if I want to.
Anything lighter, funny?
You know, like, I don't know, like it kind of the music's going, like farting in the drummer's face. And
well, that's okay.
That wasn't Corey though. That was Rob.
Kelly is crop dusting on stage. She said
just
she came flat out and said it.
Oh, what the dude, was that you? Go to a doctor. You know,
my goodness.
Stuff like that. Yeah. We're imbeciles, man.
That's all right. That's all right. Do you have any other last minute thoughts, stories, anything you want to share with the audience?
Man, yeah, we've hit quite a lot of stuff. Here,
yeah,
I don't know.
I'm getting better. I am.
Yeah. How many of these have you done so far?
Interviews.
Yeah.
Maybe about 15.
Wow.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I just started following it on Facebook after I saw you pop up with the asthmatics and all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I know.
I'll be watching.
I hope so.
Make me look good.
Oh, I always make you look good. I make everybody. I try to anyway. I never put anybody in a bad light.
No, this was cool. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much. All right.
So do I.
Guess that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
All right.
HUMA. This HUMA Beats and Eats episode was hosted and produced by Marni Wood. Please continue to follow, review, and subscribe on Spotify, YouTube, or Facebook, or whatever platform you choose, so I can continue to bring these fun and interesting shows to you. Thank you.